just to bring you up to date with the very latest, and Labour have retained control of Lincoln after gaining 3 seats, leaving the party with 23 out of the 33 seats on the council. Tories lost 4 seats, Lib Dems gaining 1. Both those parties now have 5 councillors. So 5 councillors each for those to 23 for the Labour Party. I mean, these are big differences.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to the channel.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Ah, good morning.
Well, because made up their mind, really, and I think if you look at
Hello.
the things and focus groups, they have
Fuck off.
news avoidance, where a lot of voters have actually tuned out. And I think they've tuned out, they're waiting for each kind of electoral test, and every single one has been pretty bad for the Conservatives since Rishi Sunak took over over the Knightsbridge. And that's why I think we'll be interested to see what happens with the mayoralty when it declares this tomorrow, given the year's issue there.
How do you think this is going down in Labour? How they feel they perform?
I think they'll be really happy with this. Obviously, no complacency is the mantra of people like Morgan McSweeney and Labour HQ. But they will be particularly keen to note the fact that they're doing really well in those marginal areas. It's all about vote dispersal. And on the first past the post, they're putting the votes exactly where they need to win a big majority. Unlike 2019, they did pretty badly at that.
Can we talk about the Lib Dems in all of this? Lib Dems have a reputation for being pretty good when it comes to local elections. They're good campaigners street to street. I mean, they're up slightly. Was it 12, 14 seats up so far? But should they have been doing better in the run-up to a general election?
Well, I think we'll see that later today when the Wokingham Borough Council, for instance, comes in, places like Dorset, where they're campaigning really hard. And I think that's what they're really trying to do, is look around Oxfordshire, look around the West Country, where, of course, that was a big mainstay of Lib Dem's success in the noughties and early 2010s. And I think that really it's about making sure that concentrating their vote is key. Last time, of course, we saw Joyce Winston, and she's going to be the next Prime Minister. Did terribly. She lost her own seat last time. This time, Ed Davey's basically spending every weekend out in places like Oxfordshire and Surrey, all around the south of England, to try and eat into the Tory seats in the Blue Wall in the southeast of England.
Okay, Jason, really good.
Welcome to the channel. Seems quite cold out there. Although the windscreen's not frozen in the car. Maybe because of lack of precipitation.
Chris Webb taking the seat previously held by the Conservative Scott Benton, who stood down following a lobbying scandal.
Well, here is how it was all decided. Well, Chris Webb of the Labour Party, 10,825 votes. David Jones, Conservative Party, 3,218 votes. And Mark Butcher, Reform Party, 3,101 votes. Ben Thomas, Green Party, 368 votes.
It's struggling a wee bit to get going, isn't it?
Democrats, 300.
There's no newspaper, is what problem we've got here today.
I declare that Christopher Webb is duly elected as the Member of Parliament for the Blackpool South constituency.
Oh my god.
Correspondent Olivia Utley, very good to see you this morning, Olivia. This is a significant blow to Rishi Sunak, isn't it? And being described as
I think it is going, yeah. Get a fire.
It absolutely is.
I need to get some more paper from somewhere.
And a spectacular win for the Labour Party, a swing of 26.
You can see it burning down the back of it. I don't know if you can see that, but I can. It's burning at the back of it.
The third biggest by-election swing since the Second World War, and the 6th biggest swing to Labour since 2019. That's 6 swings of over 20% since the general election 6 years ago. That is really, really bad news for Rishi Sunak. The last time that we saw swings of this magnitude was between 1992 and 1997, and of course,
yeah, it's starting to go.
How that ends. You mentioned Elliot earlier, which I thought was an interesting point, the idea that although there are big swings towards Labour, and people are constantly making a comparison with 1997, there is no evidence that there's the same kind of groundswell of huge enthusiasm and optimism for Keir Starmer as there was for Blair.
There's some stuff landed on the glass yesterday. I'm not exactly sure what it was, but it stuck the door shut. I couldn't get it open. I had to go and get a screwdriver to do it. I don't know what it was. It was strange. It must have been something I put in the fire by mistake. Something that sort of melted. So I'm not exactly sure how that happened. It's a bit reluctant to get going though, isn't it? Come on.
Because of the Scott Benton scandal. Will that have played into this?
Now it's going. Now it's going.
Stung in a pretty embarrassing lobbying scandal. The Times newspaper approached him a few months ago, posing as lobbying.
So it's good that some of the madness that the government was pushing has been rejected, but one of them's been the log burner thing. It's a pity it's good that the 20 miles per hour limits are getting pushed back in Wales. That's ridiculous. And the idiots in bloody Falkirk have started doing it. Unbelievable.
We are seeing these huge swings towards the Labour Party. Blackpool, of course, isn't a kind of Tory stronghold. It was a Labour seat between 1997 and 2019,
so,
where Conservatives managed to win it with a majority of just over 3.
There's hope, like, you know, when that all that sort of NIMBYism starts, you kind of think that humanity's doomed.
Shows just how bad things are for the Conservatives. I think one other important thing to mention
of course it isn't.
How Reform did this time round. They wanted to beat the Conservatives to second place, and they almost managed to do just that. They ended up losing to the Conservatives by just 117 votes. Reform now say that they are the big contenders. They are the big opposition in.
So it is going. Look, it's going.
Polling does bear that out.
Who's that silly cow?
In 2013, 2014, UKIP were polling far better than Reform is doing now. And if they are really planning to win some seats in the general election, they're going to have to up their game. Coming third place in a constituency where they have been campaigning really hard and put a lot of their resources isn't really good enough. And it's the one thing that the Conservatives will be able to go home with to say to their supporters, well, at least we didn't come third place to Reform. How do you think this is going to be going down in CCHQ this morning, Olivia? Because we heard remarks, don't we, from the new Blackpool South MP, Chris Webb, in the early hours. He called on Rishi Sunak to do the decent thing, to admit that he's failed and call a general election.
God, it's slow today, isn't it? The fire. It's not very.
I have always said that I think it's very unlikely that Rishi Sunak will, if he has any choice in the matter, call a general election.
Oh, sorry. Competence. Competence is all around us, especially here with me. It is going. It's just. It's a bit. Do we have to? Sort of attitude. Isn't it? It's a bit. Do I have to catch fire today? Sort of thing, isn't it?
It might not be up to him. CCHQ Conservative backbenchers will not be pleased with the results of this by-election. Yes, it was expected that they were going to lose the seat to
Club card.
The size of the swing is really bad news, coupled, of course, with what looks
That's going to fall down, isn't it? That's a bit stupid.
around the country. It could be that in the coming days and weeks, Conservative backbench MPs.
Where's my big pokey stick thing? There it is. Oh, get that between my legs. Oh.
Depose him in a vote of no confidence, but if they start getting near that number to even trigger that vote of no confidence, it could be that Rishi Sunak decides he has no choice but to call a general election. I still think that is quite unlikely. There doesn't seem to be that much appetite from Conservative MPs that I've spoken to yet.
Is it going now? Is it definitely going?
To the general election, but I think a lot will happen in the coming hours, really, in the coming hours and days in those local election results, which could change all that.
I think we can say that the fire's going now. That's going at a bit of a boost. That paper.
They have said to Rishi Sunak and to the Conservatives, they've had enough. They've had enough for 14
How's
years
that?
of the Conservatives being in power. They have lost trust of the British people, and Blackpool has had enough of this failed government, which has crashed the economy, destroyed our public services, and put up taxes.
Yeah, they're all the same though. You're going to do the same thing with your net zero crap.
It's just whether that sentiment,
Labour.
as we keep saying, will carry through the country in the run-up to the general election. Where does it leave Keir Starmer in all this? Because as we've been saying throughout, it's very positive news for the Labour Party.
Right. I think we can
because people are Tories, not because people seem to be particularly attracted to what Labour is offering.
I think that is fair enough, but Keir Starmer sometimes feels like the luckiest man in politics. Time and again, his ducks seem to fall into a row. There have been so many Conservative MPs now who have had to resign their seats after embarrassing scandals. The latest, of course, is Scott Benton. And we've seen the implosion of the SNP, which could massively
implosion of the
Labour
SNP.
Party in Scotland. Meanwhile, of course, Rishi Sunak's policies have been going really badly, and overall, the
SNP
for the Conservatives
seemed
since that disastrous
that they were
9-day period of Liz Truss
never
in
going to
office.
really
It doesn't feel as though there's a huge swell of support for Labour. Focus groups suggest that actually there's quite a lot of voter apathy. But what people want to do is
I need to move them. I don't like them there.
Does
I want to move them.
Keir Starmer care?
Yeah, that's Jack behind the cushion.
People will be voting Labour at this election?
Yeah, I want to move them. Eventually get around to it. Ugh. It's just, I suppose it's hard to really sort of do everything, isn't it? You've got like ideas in your head about what's to happen, but you've got to have some kind of, well, I do, you know, you've got to have some kind of cue, you know, like what happens first, you know. So let's see what we got here. Give a chance for the computer to wake up. Are you going to wake up? Right. Come on, wake up. Right, what we've got here, we've got 4, 6, 8, 7. So last night we were 7, 9. So we've found 8 at night. We'll go straight to the comments. I sub. Floppy scream. I've been there. You're in Bannockburn. Okay. I've been there. I've been to Bannockburn. St Ninians. Well done. Oh, there's not really much going on. So there's no snottograms. There's these ones. These are annoying. These they're not annoying, but they're just like from a phone. What do you call it? I don't really know what to do with them. Right, so content. Let's have a look at the analytics. Shorts. I'll look at shorts. I made that video. Well, I was looking at that nutty commuter, the guy that was arguing with me about. He was trying to get me. He was trying to indoctrinate me into his. He was trying to get me brainwashed to become a cyclist. I mean, that's crazy, isn't it? That'd be like me getting you lot to go and like get your nails done or something. Like, I couldn't give a fuck if you get your nails done or not, right? But or I couldn't give a shit if you go and buy yourself a push bike. But if you go and take half my road away from me, I'm not going to be happy. You know that. So you wanted me to go and read a book about the road is not made for cars. It's a cycling lobbyist. You know, this is the pushback should be on them. We should push them back. What's it called? Sustrans. Isn't it weird how it's called Sustrans? They're trying to latch onto the trans activism thing. The trans lobby. Rights for trans The thing about trans is, what is trans? You know, it's like trans. I start talking transgenders and transsexuals, and what is it? What is that? You know, it's like at the end of the day, because people, the assertion is that there's two biological sexes, male and female, so you can't really be trans. You know, it's like, so it's all sort of over thingy as usual. Cyclist nearly crashed into a plumber, Kings Park, 3,412 views. And the coppers, see what they were doing there, coppers that are indicating turning right. Why? Somebody says because they're coming on, you know, because they're going to turn right. Well, they were sitting there, but she was doing that thing that I do, you know, when you're trying to find an address or something, or you're sitting there with your radio going, you're looking. That's what she was doing. And she did turn right after I went past. But anyway, but that's 2024 views. So it's like this. These videos are like nosy sort of neighbour type thing. Nosy neighbour. That'd be maybe a name for the channel. Nosy neighbour. And a lot of people. There was Steve Wallace has got crazy neighbour. Well, he died sadly. The crazy neighbour. Crazy neighbour. So the views are down. Wednesday 14,000. That's what happens, you know. Down to 11,000 last Monday. 16,000 Monday just passed. So the big video is 402,030. So as I thought, it was going to die off. So there's no views. It's the first time we've had no views in the last 60 minutes. The last 48 hours, 186. That's it dying out. 402,030. Since a lot of the views I'm getting are from the UK, so people have been in bed, asleep. Last 60 minutes, 14. That's a weird day. That's the one, is it Earlsgate? Ten views for that one. That's his Queen's Ferry one. Oh yeah. So I can't really think of much to actually do here. I'll probably think once we stopped. Oh right. So my pal's TR7. I'll have to get a Granada out. First run out after right. Yeah, it's about that. It's really annoying that. That's really annoying that Falkirk Council, they really are idiots. You know, that's idiotic. 20 zones. Who's wanting to go in a 20 zone? You know? It's not going to save any lives. It's not going to save pollution. It's not going to do anything. It's just going to be a fucking pain in the arse. And he's a Conservative, him with the blue tie. That tosser in the middle, he's a SNP. And they look like cyclists. You know, obviously they're gonna want that shit, aren't they? Cyclists. I mean, they're not real human. They're not real people, are they? They're just fakes. Oh, they're interested in cycling. He's a cyclist. He's a cyclist. And he's in it for the politics. He doesn't care about the community. He'll be out soon anyway. SNP, hopefully. Conservative. What a disgrace. Yeah, never mind. Stop moaning about that. There's not a lot you can do about numpties. So I don't know what the hell happened to the door. There's something weird happened to it. It was a funny bit landed on it. Right there. So I'm not sure. Maybe it was a bit of wood that wasn't wood or something. You know, maybe it had a bit of plastic or something on it. Because I don't put plastic in the fire. Or not. It must have been, there was a bit of wood that was a bit of furniture. A little bit. It was a bookend actually. So unless I've accidentally put something plastic in. And then it's laid right against the window. The glass. It's a bit strange. So I just don't want it to do that again. I don't want it to stick like that. You know. So I hope you enjoyed that video. The fire is definitely going. It's a Chunel update. Thanks for watching. Bye!